turn on the main power. Plug in the cables to the laptop. HDMI, power, audio. Log in to the laptop. That's FUMC. It's written right here if you forget. Hit enter. Open the presentation slide. It'll probably be in the middle here somewhere. It says alternative service. Just double click. Log in to the soundboard. Press security. Scroll down to guest. Press the button. Hit the number. Type in 1, 2, 3, 4. Press apply. Turn on the power strips for the speakers by the stage, unless they're already on. To tell if they're on, there'll be a blue light shining. If the blue light's on, you don't need to turn them on. Take the remote from this speaker and turn the projector on. Pressing the power button once should turn the red light green. Turn on the power to the camera. You should see a picture in the viewfinder, and you should see the same picture on the status monitor. At 8:45, press the F5 button on the keyboard. This should put your slides on the screen and turn you into presentation mode. If you don't hear music playing, check the soundboard. Channel 24 on the soundboard should be volume up and should not be off. So if it's off, you won't be able to hear it. So turn it on if it's not green. Adjust the volume if you can't hear it. Around 9 o'clock, the worship will begin momentarily slides should be up. When the announcements begin, you have to do 3 things. The first thing you have to do is hit record on the camcorder. It'll have a little red circle indicating it's recording on the viewfinder. You also need to press record on the HDMI capture device, which is the furthest right button. When you press and hold it, it'll say recording on your screen if you have the camera feed up on your monitor. During the greeting and announcements, you're going to want to focus the camera on the people that are making the announcements. When the opening songs begin, keep the focus on the praise band. During the opening prayer, you'll focus the camera on the worship leader. During the children's message, you'll focus the camera on the children. During the offering song, you'll focus the camera on the praise band. During all of these opening things, you should have on your monitor the camera feed. That's what's being sent to the nursery, and that's what's being recorded for the online video. The video mixer has 2 feeds. There's the camera feed, which is 1, and the laptop feed, which is 2. When the camera feed, number 1, is red, that shows the camera feed here. And the laptop feed, number 2, is red, then you'll see the laptop feed up on the screen. To switch back and forth between the feeds, you'll use these white buttons on the side. It will fade back and forth between the 2 feeds. The first time you'll switch from the camera feed will be for the scripture. To do that, press this button down here so we switch to the second channel, and you can see now on your status monitor it's the scripture. You still need to advance the slides as they read the scripture to make sure the words match up with what they're saying. When the sermon starts, you'll go back to the camera feed and make sure you can see the pastor. You won't change the slides during the sermon. The pastor will do that. If a new slide appears, you'll want to switch to it momentarily so that the people watching in the nursery and at home can see the slide. If he reads something on the slide and then starts talking, you can switch back to him. Use your best judgment on how long to stay on a slide. If he references a slide again or keeps pointing out something to read it, you can always switch back to the slide. And then when he's done reading that, switch back to him. But when he puts up a new slide and refers to it, you're going to want to switch so that you know where you are. As you can see, the red light indicates which feed you are on. So if the number 2 is red, that means that you can see the laptop feed. If the number 1 is red, that means you can see the camera feed. If they're both red, like you see this, that means it's fading between the two. After the sermon, during the prayer, you'll want to move from the prayer slide to the camera feed to see the members of the congregation who are praying and the pastor who is praying. This will be true during communion as well, but communion doesn't happen every week. Also during communion, the praise band will be playing a song, so you'll mostly want to be on the camera feed for that. The closing song, you will also focus the camera on the praise band, and you will advance the slides for the lyrics. Following the last slide of the closing song, you'll advance to the slide that says "Go in peace." And when you do that, fade to the laptop. Again, music should be playing. And if music isn't playing, turn the volume up on channel 24. When the music stops, you can hit escape, close the laptop, disconnect the HDMI cable and the audio cable, disconnect your power cable, and leave it on top of the laptop. The AV tech for the second service will come up to get. Stop recording on the camera. Stop recording on that. It'll say stop recording up there on the screen. Downstairs, turn the speaker off and the projector off. Press the button on the bottom inside panel of the camera to turn it off. Press and hold. The camera should power down. When you're done, turn off the main power.